Josh, what's your worst experience in real estate?
My worst experience was I represented a buyer one time and they moved in and they called me on the first day that the plumbing repair that had been done.
The first day, meaning the day after it closed?
The day after it closed, I don't know what happened because the water was turned off and then they went to turn the water on and it was some water dripping from the ceiling. So we had to get the plumbers back out there pretty quickly and take care of that. But I wasn't happy with that at all. It was not nice for the clients or me. And
it's all your fault.
I know, it's always my fault. So that was out of my control. And I've been pretty lucky. I haven't had too many bad experiences so far.
Did you advise them to just cover up the hole with their finger?
Yeah, just plug it while the plumber gets here. All right, come back out. So
no plumber, just stand there.
Yeah, just
should be fine.
Just stick your finger in it.
Just don't move.
Yeah, just put your rain hat on, you'll be fine.
Welcome to Behind the Real Estate. I am your host, Paul Ponitkoff. I interview real estate agents so we can hear their real stories. Many of the stories that we're going to hear on this show will not be found in a real estate practice book. We can learn a lot from other real estate agents' mistakes and find the value and the education within their stories. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce a very special guest, Mr. Josh Smith with Remax Gold. Josh, it's a pleasure to have you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Paul. That's my real name. It's not an FBI agent name.
So Josh, give us an overview of how you got into real estate.
It was pretty simple, really. I decided I was going to make a change from teaching tennis in 2016. So I've been teaching tennis for about the last 10, 12 years, and that's how I came to California. I was living in Texas before that in 2011, so I came out to California 2013. And then 2016 just decided that I was I'd been coaching a long time, it was tiring, and just decided to make the career change. And I like working with people. There's good money to be made, the market was good. I felt like I really am pretty passionate about this part of the world. It's a great place. Since met my wife here, so I really like Northern California and how central it is to everything here in Vacaville. So I loved it. So I decided to get my real estate license, and since 2016, I haven't looked back. It's been great. It's been good.
And do you still teach tennis?
Yeah, I still teach a couple times a week, just for people who still want to do private lessons. Anyone from 2 years old to 100 years old. I've been playing since I was 6, so it's a passion of mine for sure.
So when you're talking with clients, do you ever make tennis analogies?
No, I don't. I could. I don't. I could say in negotiations, this is like the 5th set of a tennis match, but there's some similarities you can draw from business and sports, but no, I don't use any tennis analogies specifically. So.
Tell us, Josh, what is the craziest story that you've ever had in real estate?
It's a good question. I have a couple, but I think for me it was pretty crazy to have. I had a client and she is in a bad situation, unfortunately, where she had a couple animals that were still in the home, and after a family member had passed, and so they needed to be taken care of. So we went in and we just got the dogs out, and we found them after a struggle. We found them a place where they would be rehomed and looked after and taken care of, and it was a happy ending. They ended up getting adopted by an older couple a couple months later after the home closed. So it was good. That was interesting. I mean, I've also had a homeless person in the house when we were going into when I was showing a buyer one time, but we disturbed him there and he was kind of sleeping, and it was a bit alarming, but the neighbor helped us kind of shoo him off, and then made the authorities aware of it, and yeah, moved on.
Wow. So you
yeah.
walked into the house and you thought it was vacant, and there, to your surprise, was a homeless man
Yeah.
sleeping.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out, and he was almost as shocked as we are, kind of, and yeah, took off. So we just waited our time and made sure the coast was clear, and then continued on.
Yeah. So the best way to handle a situation like that is probably to back off and not confront
Yes.
the squatter.
Yeah, that's what we did.
For safety
as I'd
reasons.
mentioned before, yeah, we just gave some space, and yeah, authorities were alerted, and just waited. And yeah, client was cool. They were just waiting in the car, and it was all good.
The squatter still in the house when the authorities came?
No, he was gone. He'd made his way over the back fence or whatever. So we won't. I won't talk about what area of town that was in, but it does happen from time to time.
Sure.
I guess. So
Yes, it does.
It was all good. No one was hurt in the process, and yeah, safety first for the clients. That was all good.
Yes. Fortunately, that hasn't happened to me yet, but I've heard the story many of times.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah.
So all good. That's about it. I mean, real estate in itself is crazy, right?
Absolutely.
So every transaction has its ups and downs. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride. So, but I've been pretty fortunate. That's basically the craziest stuff I've seen so far.
Yes. Has there ever been a situation where you've given your commission away?
That has occurred numerous times. I don't know if that's just me. That's part of what we do in the negotiating at the negotiating table. You know, we try to keep that stuff private, but yeah, to be honest, yeah, there's been some times where you need to bridge the gap where two teams don't feel it's fair, and,
Yes.
and there's some middle ground there that needs to be reached. And I think the most important thing is just to try and be empathetic with the situation, and then, you know, if there's a certain amount that you can contribute, then yeah, there's
Yes.
definitely been times where that's happened.
Yeah, I've done it quite a bit, and I think it's called for when I make a mistake.
Right.
If I make a mistake, I will own up to it and fill in that hole.
Yes, I have been guilty of that also. So there's been an addendum or two maybe missed along the line. So
Yes.
yeah, that definitely happened.
And then, like you said, sometimes the agents will work together and bridge that gap together.
Sure, it's got to be the right situation, but
Yeah.
I think I definitely think we're probably not the only ones that have come across that situation. So
No.
yep.
If you could travel back into time to your very first year in real estate, what would you do differently?
I would definitely start a farm straight away. A geographical farm.
Yes.
No matter how large, 50 houses, 500 houses, 5,000 houses, but I procrastinated on that for a while, and I think that would be one of the things that I would do straight away.
How long have you been in the business?
Since July 2016.
Okay.
So it was 4 years in July. I just got my real estate license renewed. Yes, 4 more years, so that was good. And then, yeah, possibly looking at maybe getting a broker's license in the next 2 years or so as
Okay.
well.
So where I was going with that was, you got your license in 2016, and we're in 2020 now. That's
Right.
4 years of lost farming.
Right.
You
Yep.
can imagine the potential
Yes.
with a consistent farm over the last 48 months.
Yeah, that hurts. So, lesson
still-
learned. But yeah, if I was a new agent coming into the business, straight away try and get a farm. And start small, like I said, yeah.
Start
Do your
small.
first, do the street, do the 5, 10, 5 next door, 5 the other way, and then 10 across the street.
Right. It could be 10 homes, 20 homes, 50, 100, whatever you can do consistently to your means at the time, as long as you're consistent,
Yeah.
and work your way up.
Consistency, I think, would be the biggest thing. And then, yeah, be open to going to the meetings, even if you're shy or you don't know anyone. Just go out and network, and meet as many people as you can.
Yeah.
The other thing would be also, just came to me, would be being a secret agent, not telling everyone about what you do.
Oh, you didn't mean like 007?
Yeah, no, not like 007. So I probably didn't tell everyone, not bragging about it, but just letting them know that, hey, I am a real estate advisor now, and if you need any help, I can help you. So letting people know Don't be a secret agent. I have a t-shirt actually that says Aussie Realtor on it, but yeah.
That's cool.
You could do
Is
that.
that your marketing that you have?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because I noticed your Instagram, or at Aussie Realtor.
Yeah, I think it's at, yeah. The Aussie Realtor, yeah. So you can
I
find
love that. That hasn't been used?
No, there's a couple others around, but it was, the Google domain was open, so I took it.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Yeah.
Really.
Well, I try to keep it simple and.
I don't understand the connection to it though.
Oh, you don't? Yeah, mate. The accent, it's a bit of a giveaway, so.
It's a good thing.
It's good. Kind of sets me apart a little bit, hopefully.
That's what you want in this business.
For sure. Well, that and my empathy, hopefully.
So Josh, what is your biggest pet peeve in real estate?
So it's a pretty simple one, but it'd probably be just lack of communication. We'll put it down to that. I won't say not answering the phone because that happens, but it does tend to happen a lot. And I pride myself on answering my phone as much as I can. Obviously, time management's a big part of that, but in life.
So if we're ever in a transaction and I call you, I'm going to expect you to answer the phone every time.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
I got you on the record.
You got me on record for that, yeah.
I'm
So
going to play this back.
I'm on the hook,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah, so that's a good one. That's about it. I think that's
Communication
Yeah.
is your biggest pet peeve.
Yeah, or lack
The
thereof.
lack of.
Lack thereof, yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
Do you find that as a problem a lot?
I've found in the past with the big problems that have cropped up, that's been basically why. That's why those problems or issues have occurred, is just the lack of communication between the agents or between the client and the agent, between the lender and the agent, you know.
Especially when time is of the essence.
Exactly, yeah. It's obviously it's a critical part of our job, obviously. So,
Yes, it's vital.
yep.
It can derail very quickly otherwise.
Yes, yeah. It's that's, like I said, that's where things have gone off track for me. The one or two times was lack of communication.
And how the communication is conveyed to our clients as well.
Yeah, for sure. You've got to obviously adapt to how they communicate. You know, so it might be email, text, or phone, or however it is. But either way, it's got to be an open line both ways.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So Josh, in your opinion, what should a first-time home buyer never do?
We'll go with number one being load up the credit cards with new purchases for furniture and stuff like that. Obviously,
Buyers get excited with their new house, their new space. They want
Yes.
to go to the furniture store
Yes.
and open up a new line of credit, which then,
restoration hardware.
especially when their ratios for qualifying are teetering at the max, and then
Yeah.
opening up a line of credit can skew those ratios and disqualify them.
For sure. It's hard because it's exciting, you know, and I understand that part of it. So once again, just make sure you communicate that with your client. So number two would probably be don't go out looking until you've got that pre-qualification.
Don't put the cart before the horse.
Yes. I don't like to see my clients disappointed, and that's happened several times where we've put the cart before the horse, so to speak. So.
Yes. How should a seller go about looking for a real estate agent?
That's a great question, because nowadays there's so many resources out there, right? So I would say if it was going to be me, I'd be interviewing at least 3 of the realtors in the area.
Or just you?
Or just me, yes, that would be another way to go. It's down to the relationship, isn't it? And the personality type. So
Those need to align. It's not just competence, it's also the aligning of the relationship,
exactly.
which
So
plays
yeah,
such a key role.
yeah, you've got to be on the same page. But yeah, make sure I always advise for pre-inspections. You know, I think that's extremely important to get a gauge on the home. It's not always done in this neck of the woods, but pre-inspections, due diligence, and market research, and make sure you're priced right and all that good stuff.
So just For the sellers that are watching, when you say pre-inspections, what do you mean by that?
So, I mean, getting the inspections done before you go to the market. So all that information about the house is already readily available, and you know what you're up against when it comes to the repairs and the negotiations that are going to possibly be on the table.
So like a pest inspection, a roof inspection?
Yeah, so typically the inspections we do goes up to about $1,000 for home, roof, pest, and HVAC. I think those are the main inspections you should have done before you go and list.
Because the buyers are going to do it anyways.
Right. It's pretty rare that they don't. They do their own, but you want to know what you're able to negotiate with when you've got those issues in the inspections.
And if, depending on the severity of the findings, the seller may elect to just get the repairs done, which would be a highlight to make it more marketable, the house, with inspection clearances.
Couldn't have said it better. And then you've got options there as well. So you can take care of them or just continue forward. Yeah, make the marketability of the house, improve the marketability of the house by finding all that out first.
Yeah, disclosing it all up front, and the buyer knows exactly what they're getting into.
Yep.
And it avoids drama on that trajectory.
Perfect. We don't need any more drama in real estate.
No more drama.
So, no more drama, yeah.
So Josh, what was your biggest mistake in real estate?
The biggest mistake so far was it was just past the negotiation phase that had, been completed, and
For repairs?
yep, for everything. The appraisal had come back, and it had come in lower than the contract price, and I forgot to send the addendum over, reflecting the new price. So fair to say, the other agent wasn't very happy with me, and
So you were representing the buyer.
Yes.
You had all the inspections done. The appraisal came in low.
yeah,
And so you had an addendum they were supposed to send over with the new purchase price reflecting that appraised value. But sort of forgot to submit.
slightly forgot to send the addendum over. So I was very appreciative and graceful for the other agent understanding and cooperating. So
How did it turn out? When did you realize? At what point did you realize you forgot?
it was after the selling agent, the listing agent, told me, and so we went back and checked everything, and yeah, it wasn't there. So we had to bridge the gap, and I bridged the gap because it was my mistake. So I had to eat that out of my pocket.
Did you eat the whole, or did the agent participate in?
We shared it.
Wow, that's an admirable agent. to do
It
so.
was very gracious of her to do so. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Learn from the experience. Communication, once again, very important.
Does this agent deserve a shout out?
We won't mention any names, but if she sees the interview, she might realise who it was. So, thank you.
Very good.
Yeah.
Josh, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me, and have a safe rest of 2020.
Yes, you too. What a year, huh?
Yeah, crazy.
What a year. Thank you for watching another episode of Behind the Real Estate. If you have questions that you would like me to ask in upcoming interviews, please leave in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell, so you don't miss the latest interview. Thank you.